Hi, I'm Zach. Today we're going to talk about the Staple Shark, a tool that will allow you to pull everything from electrical staples to trim staples more safely and more efficiently than anything else on the market. Stay tuned to find out why you need one, or maybe why you don't. On this channel, we equip you with the best tools and techniques needed to repair and maintain a house. Let's dig in. To give you a little bit of the backstory of how I came across this tool and where I really found out just how useful it is, I'll take you back to about a year ago when I was in the middle of remodeling a house. We were doing the whole house and there were hardwood floors all throughout. So we get to the kitchen and there's about 5 layers of linoleum covering up these hardwood floors. So we peeled back all that linoleum and found that the very first layer of linoleum had been put down with a sheet of 1/4 inch Lawan over that hardwood floor, and it had been glued, thankfully not super well, but they used about a bajillion staples to keep that held down. We were able to get the Lawan up, but we were left with these staples, trim staples, sticking up out of the hardwood floor about 1/4 inch. And we tried all sorts of things to peel those up. There's not really enough there to get much of a pry bar under. Anything that you can grip onto it with that's strong enough to pull the staple out is strong enough to break the staple. So I went in search for a tool to get in there and get those staples pulled out, and ended up with the Staple Shark. This is made by Racketeers. You can see the name there. It's not really a well-known name. I think they make a couple other kind of just handy, useful tools like this. But what this Staple Shark allows you to do is get right in the crook of a staple and leverage it up, pull it up out. And maybe 1 out of every 10 staples would break, but to me that's pretty good odds for as thin as those staples are, and there was really nothing else that was giving us that kind of success. So let's take you in and see how this works on, for instance, an electrical staple. That's another application where they work really well. So here we have a 14 gauge wire stapled to a 2x6, and say I'm doing a remodel job and I need to move this circuit, but I don't want to damage this wire. I simply slip the tooth of the Staple Shark under the staple there and leverage it up, and out comes the staple. Here, let's try it again. It's as simple as that. There are a few limitations of the Staple Shark that I do want to point out. You see that it has a hook on the end, very similar to a Stanley Wonder Bar or any kind of other flat pry bar. This whole tool, however, seems to be made out of more of a mild steel that is fairly soft and will bend pretty easily. So you don't want to plan on to use this on any kind of heavy duty use, because it'll just end up bending. In the same way, you don't really want to do much sideways prying with the tooth of the shark, but when you can slip it under a staple and pull up, as I demonstrated, it holds up quite well and remains strong through a lot of use. Like I said, on that kitchen floor, we probably pulled 3,000 staples with this one tool. This is a pretty specialized tool. The only thing it really does well is pull staples, but it does that amazingly well. In the case of that kitchen floor I was talking about a minute ago, it allowed me to do a job that I otherwise couldn't have done. I was getting really close to just pounding all the staples in best I could and just covering over the floor with another layer of linoleum. So if you're a new construction contractor and you never get into any kind of remodeling, it might not be worth it to have one of these. But on the other hand, if you do any amount of remodeling, rehab, or renovation work, go ahead and get yourself one. You won't be disappointed with the Staple Shark. That's all for today. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about future videos just like this one. And join us next time when we'll bring you more tools and techniques to get the job done.